we have the complete slide and barrel and hop-up disassembled in front of us. Now it's time to put it together. We will start just like we finished in the last disassembly video. We will take the seal, the head, and we will put it into the nozzle housing. This, oops, stay there. This screw holds it together. It's a Phillips head, so we will place it in there and we can screw it on. Tighten it, not too much, not too little, small little tug, and it's gonna be fine. All right, next thing will be the nozzle. It's completely empty. We will put the spring back in place. It should jump right in the front part of the nozzle. And now the floating valve. The floating valve goes on or in like this. I'm just gonna align it so it's nice and springy on the spring. Hopefully you can see it. Yes, you can. And now we just need to pin it in place. So I'm gonna take the pin, I'm gonna grab it by the serrations here on this end, I'm just gonna place it inside. Now what I need to do is to push the floating valve in and just pin the thing all the way through. All right. If it's not aligned, just make sure it's aligned, and we will use our little punch and we will just slightly tap it. We don't need much force for this one. A little bit more, make sure it's flush. Should be nice and flush. A tiny bit more. Actually, I'm gonna use a bigger one and I'm just gonna make sure that it's completely flush. There we go. Perfect. Now we can proceed with putting the nozzle back on. So we will go slightly under an angle, still, and now it just jumps right in place and it can move freely on it. Nozzle return spring goes right here, and we can place it back into the slide. Make sure that the nozzle return spring doesn't fall out. If it's captured like this, it's fine. You can place it there like this. If for some reason it's falling out, just reverse it. Just do this. Just like that. All right, now we can start putting these parts in. So we will take this one and make sure the spring is there. And we will place it in here. Just like that. Now to verify that the spring is correctly in there, it should slide like so. The next thing we will do is the selector switch. So we will take the pin and we will place it in the hole in the selector switch, which is right here. And now we need to make sure that we put it back and it doesn't fall out. So I'm just gonna hold it like this. I'm gonna grab it in a way that I can actually align it, which is from here. And I'm just gonna put it in, and only now I'm gonna keep putting pressure on it, gonna keep holding everything in place, and I'm gonna force the pin inside and it will click in place. There we go, just like that. And now just rotate it so we can verify that it's clicking and it will not jump out. All right, try if it's still moving. All good. And we will put this little cage that holds everything in place back in there. And we will secure it with the screw. For that we need the rear side. The serrations here will go towards you. Here there are no serrations, so place it there like this. Like so. And now the screw will fix everything in one place. It goes into plastic, don't over tighten it. All right, now we verify if everything is moving correctly, clicking, nozzle is sliding, perfect. Now we will move on to the barrel and the bucking. So we will take the bucking, we will check where the cutout is for it. It's like this. So it will go onto the barrel like so. I'm gonna look inside, I'm gonna check if the knob is aligned. Everything looks nice and tidy. Before we put it inside, we also use this C-clip that will go onto the bottom, so like this. Once we have the C-clip in place, we will make sure that this wing on the bucking is facing towards us. We will grab the hop-up chamber like so, and we will just slide it in there. Now, you should be able to feel the groove on the inside for the wing. Don't force it in there. Make sure that it's aligned and it goes easily in. And then once you are sure it slid inside, you can put a little bit more force on it until you are at the end with the bucking. So it will look something like this. I hope you can see it. You will be able to tell when the bucking is all the way back. All right. Now we will take the barrel and we will slide it over it, and we can lock it in place with this small little set screw. Don't tighten it too much because it will rest on the barrel, on the inner barrel actually, and if you over tighten this small screw, you will go inside of the barrel, making a dent, and you will lose your accuracy. So don't force it too much, just a little bit with 2 fingers, it's perfectly enough. All right, next thing is the hop-up arm and the pressure knob. I like to put it there like so, just a pressure knob, just aligning it first, just like so. I'm gonna keep it here, and I'm gonna place this on top of the pressure knob and slide it under the hop-up wheel. Now, before we put it together, just gonna verify that it's adjusting the hop-up. Gonna look inside. I see the bucking going inside of the barrel, and then it will just spring back in place because we completed the rotation. All right, when we are done, we can take the red dot plate and we will align it and we will tighten it again. So we will take our proper sized bit and we just tighten it. Now don't overdo it, just a little bit, this time with 3 fingers, and that's perfectly enough. Optional is you can reapply some Loctite, screw glue on it, but there is still the blue nylock left, so it will not come loose. Depends how many times you disassembled it. I'll leave that up to you. And now we are ready to put these 2 together. Just slide it in like so. Go back to the nozzle. Don't forget the recoil spring. Here is a little knob that we will lock in here in the back, so it locks right here. Hopefully you can see it, so it doesn't just, jump out. And now we take the grip, we place it on there, and we push until this one clicks in place. And that's it. Now we are ready with the complete disassembly and assembly of the upper/slide/barrel and bucking.